Greetings, my name is Crysline Isora Anak Samuel, and today I'm going to present my research entitled The Relationship Between Office Environment and Employee Productivity at Pejabat Pendidikan Daerah Kapit Song. The name of my supervisor is Puan Lebiana Andrew, and Dr. Jati Kasuma is my co-supervisor. This slide, I'm going to explain a little bit about the background of my study, which is the aim of this study. Research is to study the relationship between office environment that consists of furnitures, lightings, noise, and temperatures towards employee productivity at Pejabat Pendidikan Daerah Song Kapit. Next, I'm going to explain about the methodology of this research. Due to the outbreak of the COVID-19, this questionnaire has been distributed via Google Form instead of distributing it manually, and this technique is known as convenience sampling, and there were 100 forms that has been written and considered useful for this research. The sample size is as suggested by the Koji and Morgan table 1917. Next, I'm going to explain about the finding of this study. In this finding, I found out that 100% of the respondent, majority of it is male, and 49.8% of the respondent aged between 21 to 30 years old, and majority has earned a bachelor's degree as the highest educational background. In terms of service period, there were 37% that has 5 years and below, and more than half was recruited as non-executive for the position level. Next, for the normality test. After the normality test has been conducted, the results shows that there were no extreme outlines has been discovered, as the finding fall in the acceptable range that as suggested by Palan 2009, which should be between -2 and +2, and the significant level is more than 0.5. As you can see in this table, everything falls in an acceptable range. For the descriptive analysis, to create mean, first I need to highlight that this data using 5-point Likert scale measuring level, and the interpretation of employee productivity is based on best principle taught from 2004, where the maximum and minimum level is divided into 3 range, which is high, medium, and low. Score 1 to 2.33 is low. Score 2.34 to 3.67 is medium, and score 3.68 to 5 is high. As you can see in this data, in this table, the furnitures and lighting has high employee productivity, meanwhile the noise and temperature has only medium. For the reliability data, Cronbach alpha coefficient was used to quantify the internal consistency scales, and that is adapted in the questionnaires. According to Nonnelly 1978 and the values 2003, the value that is above 0.7 is considered acceptable. Therefore, all of the variables in this table has a reliability because each of it has exceeded 0.7. Next, correlation. To determine the relationship between variables, analysis was done, and the guideline to determine the strength of the relationships is as suggested as Cohen 1988 and as cited from Palan 2009. Furnitures have a positive relationship, but it is insignificant toward employee productivity because it shows that the value is 0.87, which shows that it has no correlation as the value is lower than 0.1. For the noise, it has a positive relationships between employee productivity, but has no correlation as it is also lower than 0.1. And as for the temperature, it shows a positive and significant relationship with employee. The correlation is more than 0.1, which is 0.243. That suggests that the relationship has a medium strength. Lastly is lighting. It has a positive and significant relationship with employee productivity, as the correlation shows that the value is 0.385. This indicates that the relationship between IB and DB has a medium strength. In the discussion, lighting shows a positive and significant relationship with employee productivity because it has a positive direction and shows that the correlation is more than 0.1. This is the same as the temperature, which showing a positive and significant relationship with employee productivity because the temperature has a correlation, which is the value showing that it is more than 0. Next is noise. It shows that noise has a positive relationship with employee productivity. However, in this variable, noise is insignificant because it has no correlation as the value is lower than 0.1. For the furniture is insignificant to employee productivity because based on Pearson correlation table, it shows that furniture has a value that is lower than 0.1. Next is the conclusion. Out of 100 respondents, based on the finding, it concludes that the respondents determine their product by the office environment. As for the recommendation, for organization, they need to understand the needs of staff, awareness on the office environment prior to the employees' productivity is being heavily affected. And as for the future research, the sampling technique are important to give reliability and validity. Therefore, for this kind of research, the convenience sampling are very recommended. That's all for me. Thank you.